Here I am. Well, again, this is my third video today. I don't know if I'm on a mission, but the Lord has been asking me. And you know, I've had some horrible things happen to me this week. I kept postponing this, thinking God would understand my postponing. My keys fell down the elevator shaft. I'm afraid even to say some other things because they keep repeating. They just keep happening. And I don't want to repeat them. I don't want to give them any oomph at all. I just want to go on and enjoy as much life and the joy of the Lord as I can. I'd like to say a few words on praying for our family. I have. And early in years, I used to pray those warrior prayers. And occasionally I still do. But the best warrior prayer you can pray is not binding the enemy, but loving, a prayer of love to Christ, to the Father for your family. He wants us to pray for each other, pray for one another, pray unceasingly. And when we get, Satan knows just how to keep us out of prayer. And he bombards us with one little thing after another. And we're drained and we feel powerless. And we certainly don't feel holy. And we certainly don't feel that the prayer is more necessary than our kind of adjusting our life in these horrible tribulations. You got to do a couple of things to lift the thing. But the Lord showed me this week, you don't got to do nothing. Today, the landlord knocked on my door and said, can you identify your keys? And I did. I identified some of the things on my keys. And she handed me my keys. Boy, that was a blessing. That was a real blessing. Got my keys back. Fell down the elevator shaft. And, I was diligently seeking, finding them, replacing them. And all that time I could have been making videos because that is what the Lord has asked me to do. And I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I know I have children that may view these. And I hope you're not embarrassed, but if you are, I hope you're not, because this is your mother, and this is the sincerity of my heart. The Lord promised me my children a salvation. No question on that. The Lord promised me my brother Johnny. When I was saved, my brother Johnny has been through hell and back. Severe abuse as a child. And I mean severe. And when I was born again and saved and filled with the Spirit, the Lord, this is very interesting. When I'm listening to it myself, I think I'm going to sneeze. He put in my heart, or in my spirit, I grieve for my brother Johnny. Like I've been telling you about some grieving in the Holy Spirit for my children, Holy Spirit during the grieving. Well, the Holy Spirit grieved again. I haven't thought about these things in 30 years, and I'm bringing them up again. Again through me with my brother John. I cried, and it wasn't the weeping of the Holy Spirit. It was a tremendous grief for my brother Johnny. And at the end of that 3 months, I said, Lord, what is it? Why am I grieving and crying for my brother? And the Lord said, I'm going to heal him. And so I got my children. got my brother Johnny. Then I had a vision recently in the last couple of years about my brother Patrick. Patrick, I won't mention his last name. Patrick, I had a vision, one of those spiritual visions, or maybe more than that, it was a word of knowledge. But I saw my brother Patrick in the tribulation. I didn't see him martyred, but the word of knowledge said that he's going to be martyred for Christ. And I had a little check in my spirit there. I don't know what that was. I really don't. It could, might be my own misgivings, my own human nature. But as far as I'm concerned, there's my brother Patrick. I've been praying for my brother Christopher. He's in Japan, married to a lovely woman. They have 2 children. They're both grown now. One's married, one's seeking a profession, and perhaps getting married. And I prayed for him for years to make a difference. He's not saved, but I prayed that the Lord would save him in the time of difficulty, in the time of tribulation. Many Japanese and Chinese go to hell. The roots are destitute of Christian, although they have missionaries there now. Some of the videos on YouTube show that Japanese and Christian, many of them are in hell. So I pray for my brother Christopher to evangelize and to be used mightily as whatever the Lord would have in Japan in the tribulation. All the countries will be affected in the tribulation. And his family, I pray that they be saved. They own what is it, a mosque? It's a Buddhist where they go in and whatever it is that their in-laws, his in-laws own one of those. And one of his children is a participant in that. And so, yeah, there's that. And here's the deal on I have a sister, Tisa, who I was readily, they have some problems and have for many years. And I actually had the nerve to call them and correct them on it. Well, we don't have a lot of time here. We don't have a lot of time to mess around with being politically correct. We don't have a church that we can pray together. At least I don't. So I do the best I can. I love my family, and I'm not worried about what they think of me. I want to just remind them that if a sin like that continues, they may face hell. And a little while after I said that, they had a 3-minute message on their phone. After that, they cut it down to 3 seconds. So here's what happened after that. I got a visit from my brother-in-law's mother. Not kidding you, it truly happened. His mother died not too long ago, maybe 5 years ago. And, you often wonder where people go, their habits in life, and you just wonder. And I did wonder about Mrs. my brother-in-law's mother. Well, she appeared to me shortly, 3 weeks, 4 weeks back. I was sleeping. I was crying over another big problem. And she was just in the room. And love filled the whole place. And I kind of sat there, and I didn't know that it was her that was in the room. I started having memories of, I used to do her hair, and I used to know her, and I used to, so I thought of all the memories I had of this mother. But then, I sat there, and I just felt her presence. She was in the room. It took me a while to acknowledge it, but I did. And I knew that she was concerned for her children, and I was concerned with, and she knows it because I'm sure she knows the message I left and how it must have made them so angry and made them feel so impotent, and it might not have made them feel so good because denial is hell thick, and the ears do not hear much that has been going on for 50 years. You don't hear it. They don't hear it. Well, Mrs. Mahar, I sensed that she wanted me to pray, so I lifted my hands up and I touched her hands and I said a prayer. I said a prayer that was quite appropriate for that situation. I know she agreed with me. And then that was that. And I just rested in her presence and enjoyed her for a little while. But then I got starting to bubble over. And I thought, this is what she wanted because it was in my heart. I got so excited. I wanted to, I did call them, but the message was 3 minutes, 3 seconds, so I had to call back. At least twice. I don't know if I got much in there, but I did. I think I did. And I said, I called them back, and I bubbled over that I could encourage them. Now, what better encouragement can you give anyone than you got a visit from their mother, and they're praying for you, and the heavens are working for you. The heavens are for you. Now, what better encouragement could you give a son than a mother that's passed away, that she loves him with all her heart, and she is praying for her son and daughter-in-law and grandchild, and that the heavens are for them. The heavens are working for them. Sometimes that kind of encouragement is needed with a very, with one of those, oh my goodness, I'm way over. I don't know if this is going to go. But that's the kind of encouragement I sent to him. That's all I'm going to say for now. I really want this to be uploaded. So bye-bye. Love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.